I would strongly promote town hall meetings when issues are of importance to the local community. I would also like to see that notices of zoning changes and plans that are going to affect the immediate neighborhood be expanded so that more people are aware of this. I think the biggest thing we have to do is engage our citizens. We go to a lot of meetings where there's transportation meetings, they're talking official plans, there's a whole bunch of meetings put in place for public input, and they're not very well attended. We have so much technology accessible to us today that there is no reason that citizens should not be aware of what's going on. We have the internet. That's a tool that has to be utilized to more degree so that people are aware of what's going on. Simply just putting signs on corners that people are going to drive by at 100 kilometers an hour is not a good way to inform the community. We have to find more aggressive ways to draw them in and engage them, because once people become...
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. There's a lot of opportunities for councillors and regional councillors and the mayor to interchange, discuss with the community. We have community meetings, and we should have many more community meetings. We should be present and find out throughout the city of Vaughan. We have ratepayers meetings, and I myself have also initiated to hold public meetings. I've gone to each ward and held public meetings. So you can find out what the residents are looking for, what they want, what their needs are, and you can act accordingly. So there's ample opportunity. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, a lot of time, not only of yourself, the person, the councillor, but also of the residents. And if that happens, then it will be very successful for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Perhaps I can give you some examples of the type of community involvement that I promoted over the past number of years. For example, establishing a Seniors Association of Vaughan initiative, which is a coalition of 13 different seniors groups right across the city of Vaughan that come together and deal with issues. They held together with these groups a summit for seniors where we had 700 seniors and lobbied the provincial government to get property tax rebate. I've also established the youth cabinet to get youth engaged. We have 15 young people that we engage each year as a shadow council, if you will. I also introduced the idea of a youth city councillor that engages young person that sits with us and participate. These are the kinds of meaningful opportunities that we must continue to provide to our residents.
Thank you.
I think the first thing that we need to do is we need to start to listen to the people of Vaughan. I think council's very, they put up a wall between the residents and council, and that wall has to come down. We need to start with building community center committees that can represent the local communities, and in each of these unique communities we need to start to build consensus as to what their direct needs are for that community. The city can use technology much better, such as social media, websites, polling, etc. It's very cost effective and it works very well. And we need to move council meetings to hours when residents can attend so that they can provide their feedback. And we need to help and put resources in the right hands of the residents so that they can communicate better with council.
I think the first thing we need to stop doing is telling our residents when they do come to council that if they don't agree with what they do, they can move to another municipality. That has to stop. I agree with the concept of having our council meetings at night, thereby having people come, do their deputations at 7:30, 8 o'clock after dinner, and they are heard. People work during the day. They don't have a chance to come and listen to some of the antics that have been going on. We need to have these meetings at night. I have a unique concept called the Residents Advisory Board. The Residents Advisory Board is a group of people. How they're selected, that's to be determined. They could be the heads of every ratepayers group that act as an advisory to council. a sounding board. Look, this is what's going right, this is what's going wrong. They can take that back to their ratepayers associations or their groups and communicate those ideas. I think that's an excellent way to engage people. I think it's an excellent
Thank
way.
you, Richard. Mario? As I've stated before, I've always felt that our municipalities have been distancing themselves from people. And one of the ways is to move these to a later time. However, with the technology we have out there, we could do video streaming live. And these could be archived. So even if they don't move the meetings to a later time, they could perhaps, the entire meeting could be stored online where you can access it that same day. Or any other day that you wish. And there would be an archive of different meetings that the municipality has. That would be my solution.
Thank you, Mario. Joanna, we're over to you.
I'm sorry. We need to bring back integrity and transparency. We need to open the doors that have been closed for so long. We need to bring back the residents and have access to all information that they need. They need to have, for example, council meetings at night so that people can truly attend and engage in what's happening. They need to be dealt with fairly and with respect. There should be no preferential treatment. If we engage the community, they will get involved. I believe in inclusive conversation as the perfect tool to get them going, but they really need to be connected back. We need to bring back the community for this to all take place. They have lost the respect, and the only way to bring it forward is with an accountable government that is open the doors.
Thank you. I think the biggest issue is communication. I would encourage a community council, which is basically all stakeholders from the city, the planning side, the ratepayer side, in their respective communities, and engage the residents and prioritize their needs for their community. I've lived in the Thornhill Concord area, and ratepayers normally just take care of their own self-interest. I gather with issues that come up every so often. There's no community consensus. The only issues come up when there's OPAs or planning issues that come up in their neighborhood. Community council should look at the overall benefits for their area, needs for their area, and they will also look at the city needs that would provide their services in their area. So basically it's building consensus within the community, within the residents, and involve all levels of stakeholders. Thank you.
Certainly one of the things that we can do and should do, and I promise we will do, is to create develop a higher level of communications plan using all forms of social media. Engaging more community groups, encourage all sorts of community participations. I think that with moving into this new area of technology, this will allow us an opportunity to create these groups and hopefully keep them engaged. It's a two-way street. You know, we can have the public meetings, and we have them all the time. This is wonderful that so many of you came out tonight. But we've held community meetings and people don't come out. So I think we need to do a better job at communicating the issues to the people so that will create the interest for them to come out. And I'm sure that we will do that.
For one thing, we need a greater distribution area for the information notices, because the distribution notice is only 125 meters. Sometimes that can be on the property we're talking about. It needs to be about 2 kilometers at least to at least include the neighborhood that's affected by this decision, the zoning application. Definitely the meetings need to be at night so people that actually come home from their jobs and have their dinner can actually attend these meetings and have their say. And absolutely we need a web feed, TV feed, and have it archived so you can always access what's happening.
Thank you. We do provide a lot of information. We do engage our community. I'm not suggesting that we cannot do more. I'm sure we can. We have attempted in many ways, even through surveys, asking for community input on a number of issues, and we have done that. One of the things that I think I would also encourage is to hold more town hall meetings, to communicate with people directly, and indeed to work with the various groups, such as Human in Terror, that the Nurdin is involved in, and I think we will respond positively to all of this initiative. For instance, we do provide twice a year a recreation guide to every household. As chair of the library, we also provide a report on library activities and what we do and how we serve the public. And definitely any other suggestion or any other items that come forward, I will be here to.
I had the opportunity to sit with Elliot and others on the Democratic Renewal Task Force, and one of the things we heard when we did our survey and did our research is people really don't understand what municipal government does for them, and certainly don't understand the difference between local and regional councillors and what services they provide. And that's a tremendous barrier to people getting the help that they need and knowing who to call for what help. So education is required. We have a lot of publications that go out to the homes. We need to use those and to facilitate providing more information about what the different levels of government does and how we do service the residents. I'd like to hold town hall type meetings in the evening, and definitely those are needed when you want to educate the public on the big issues of council. That has to happen. I'm running out of time, but I'd like to discuss about the respect. There's no way people are going to engage if when they're engaged, they're...
Thanks for respecting the time, Deb.